Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Elevate with Eunice Rocks. Today, we're going to speak about Donald Trump's interview with Meet the Press, and I think he done an absolutely amazing job dismantling the interviewer because for an hour and 15 minutes, she was basically setting up traps for him and asking difficult questions. And it's funny because they never ask tough questions from Biden. And the most ironic moment in the interview was when she asked that the country is divided. And I think Donald Trump's answer was the best answer he could possibly give. So let's just watch the video and I'll give you a running commentary of it.
Sir, I don't have to tell you this because you've talked about it. It comes at a time when the country is deeply divided. And now you're going to be leading this country for the next 4 years. For the sake of unifying this country, will you concede the 2020 election and turn the page on that chapter?
No. No. Why would I do that? But let me just tell you, when you say the country is deeply divided, I'm not the president. Joe Biden's the president.
But you're going to be the president.
No. I'm not the president. So when you say it's deeply divided, I agree. But Biden's the president. I'm not. And he has been a divider. And you know where he divided it more than anything else, and it probably backfired on him, I think definitely, is weaponization. When he weaponized the Justice Department and he went after his political opponent, me. He went after his political opponent violently because he knew he couldn't beat him. And I think it really was a bad thing. And it really divided our country.
Sir, Democrats have control of the White House now.
So exactly, Donald Trump was investigated through phony cases, like ridiculous cases with trumped up charges, oversleeping with a porn star and really minor things. But when he was in power, he never actually prosecuted people like Hillary Clinton for the email scandal, for example. So, actions speak louder than words. The Democrats tried everything in their power to try to take Trump out. One of their tactics was that they weaponized the Justice Department against him, and it completely backfired because as soon as that happened, he went up in the polls because people could see that the Justice Department is being used against an individual. And even the people that didn't like him started warming up to him because they could see that the Justice Department was being used in the wrong way by people like Joe Biden and the Democrats.
In 2020, if they are going around stealing elections, why
when you
didn't
say
they
Democrats have control now
of the White House?
Yeah.
So why didn't they steal this election? Since they have more power now.
Because I think it was too big to rig.
So you won't.
Too big to rig.
To the people who say that you're now directing your Justice Department to investigate 2020, and they want to move on.
Very capable. I think Pam is going to be great.
Precious resources.
By the way,
is that what you want them to do?
Just so you know, I have the right to do that, but I'm not interested in that.
Oh, you're not. You're not going to do that.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
I have the absolute right. I'm the chief law enforcement officer. You do know that. I'm the president. But I'm not interested in that. You know what I'm interested in? Drilling and getting prices down and stopping people from pouring into our border that come from prisons and mental institutions.
Exactly. So another thing that happened during Trump's term, if you remember, it was the Russia hoax. And that was completely disproven by the Mueller reports. So they even tried to ruin his presidency with lawfare. It was all a hoax. It never happened. And after his presidency finished, they tried to throw him in prison through trumped up cases that could have, ruined his life and ruined his family and everything. Okay? So actions speak louder than words. They tried everything in their power to lock him up. They couldn't. When Donald Trump was in power, he didn't do anything towards these people. And now the fact that they have audacity to come out and say, will you use the Justice Department against your political rivals? And Donald Trump said no. He was like, the best revenge success. Okay? But to be honest with you, he's well within his rights to go and investigate his political opponent if there is something to find. And I hope Kash Patel, the new FBI director, will do such a thing because that will be one of the steps in draining the swamp. Another thing that was mentioned in the video was regarding the election in 2020. I personally think the election was stolen in two different ways. One was election interference, such as stopping the Hunter Biden laptop story coming out on social media platforms and 52 FBI agents signing off on it. and basically lying to the American public and saying it's Russian disinformation when in reality it was a true story. So that's a clear example of election interference. But I also think there was election fraud, because you cannot convince me that Joe Biden got 81 million votes during a pandemic year when the experts on MSNBC were all saying that, they were all saying that there was going to be a less turnout during the election. So I think they also cheated on the mail-in ballots, because apparently Trump won all 50 states when it came to in-person voting, but then somehow Biden won all the mail-in ballot votings. And 81 million is 15 million more votes than what Hillary Clinton got back in 2016. So you're trying to tell me that 15 more million people voted for Joe Biden? Personally, I don't buy it. Anyway, it's in the past now. This time, Donald Trump won fair and square. He won the Senate, he won the House, and he won the popular vote, and he's the president, obviously. So the establishment and the mainstream media are scared, and they're trying to project again. As I said, they are the ones that use the Justice Department, weaponize the Justice Department against Donald Trump. They couldn't do anything about it. Now they are scared, and they're trying to get assurances that Donald Trump doesn't do the same thing. I personally hope that he does. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the videos, and make sure you like and subscribe. Till next time.